Our last presenter for session one is Joe D'Souza, here to present on ProNavigator, an AI-based knowledge management tool that connects insurance professionals to exactly what they need when they need it. So, Joe.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to share my story. For the past 6 years, our team at ProNavigator has been working with thousands of insurance professionals across some of the largest insurance carriers, brokers, and wholesalers to modernize their back offices. And we do that by helping them better store, manage, and search their insurance documents like underwriting manuals, policy wordings. The slides are not working very well, but policy wordings, job aids, documents that typically sit outside of the policy admin systems or the agency management systems today. So we're replacing ineffective and maintenance-heavy intranets and document repositories and speeding up and simplifying how staff access information in real time. I'd love to explain how we got here. I'm going to take you back to 2016, and my policy was coming up for renewal, and I had a question on a coverage. I had to head to the bank, so I thought, let me jump into the car. I'll call my insurance company. By the time I get to the bank, my call would be done. This is a screenshot of the actual call wait time, 1 hour and 35 minutes. I couldn't believe I couldn't get an answer to a simple question in less than 1 hour and a half. And of course, the carrier lost my business, but the idea for ProNavigator was born. And I wanted to understand, was this a industry-specific issue or carrier-specific issue? And as we dug into this problem, we would go into insurance organizations and we would see all these different places where staff had to go to find information. And within those systems, finding anything was a huge challenge. And you see this whenever you have to hire someone, there's all these places they have to go to not only learn about your products and your offerings, but they have to learn how to search. They have to learn how to find this information following this breadcrumb trail to get to what they need. So it was clear to us that that old way just wasn't working. I'll share just a couple of examples. I think, as we've gone to this need for a remote and a distributed environment, companies have had to look for ways to disseminate information to staff. But the challenge is you can't just turn to a colleague for a question. You can't pick up the phone. So you use systems like Team SharePoint over here. You've got some documents over here in another repository. You've got some in a Teams or a Slack channel. And there's no single source for staff to find information today. And our industry is so dynamic. Changes are happening all the time. You update something over here, but did you remember to update in all these different places? So there's a risk that you're referencing out-of-date information. Another example was a company used a Dropbox folder to store all of their claims documents, thousands and thousands of claims documents. And it's open to everybody in the company, and maybe they have a subpoena for a claim and they're trying to find all the information related to that claim. And someone put a space here or a dash there or slightly different, you're not finding everything you need. And the last example I'll share is during the pandemic, underwriters had to go in and figure out what was their pandemic exposure. Did they have the right exclusions in place? And their system today, their knowledge management, didn't give them that cognitive search. So during their busiest renewal season, they had to drop everything and scroll through 50, 60 page documents on every single policy to try and find the exact clause to see what their coverage was like. So that's what we set to build, a industry-first knowledge management platform that's built for the needs of today's environment. Some of our customers have referred to us like a SharePoint replacement with a Google search on top. We're the only solution that provides a single source for all insurance document types, whether it's underwriting manuals, policy wordings, guidelines, internal documents and communications and job aids, or policy changes and communications. We have role-based access control so that staff only see the subset of information that's relevant to them. And we support all lines of P&C, and we're in the early days of supporting life. We've also built out search that's really built for insurance. So using technology like natural language processing and machine learning to not only understand the queries, the language of insurance, you will, the acronyms that we love so much, but also be able to use that technology to break down these long-form PDF documents into snippet-sized answers, much like Google does when you go on a search. And lastly, analytics to give you insights into what is in your repository today, what are the documents, what are the versions, but also insights into the types of queries that your staff are searching for. What are the topics and trends that you see and feed that back into the organization to see where are the training gaps, or where are people searching in one document where there's knowledge gaps somewhere else. So that may all sound fine and dandy, and you're probably wondering, what is the impact to our product? Well, firstly, TD Insurance, one of our national carrier clients, shared that we surpassed their benchmark expectations for decreasing call average handling time in their call center by over 264%, saving them $57,000 per week. And the NFP quote there is not loading, but they've grown over 400% in the last 2.5 years. And they needed a tool to help them really scale their content and ensure that staff could get onboarded quickly, but also saving them significant time back in their day. With our offices in Raleigh, North Carolina, and Waterloo in Canada, we're well positioned to support our North American clients. We've been well funded to date, but be on the lookout for some exciting news of financing, which we're going to be announcing shortly. I thank you for the opportunity to tell our story, and if anyone's interested in learning more about how we're working with insurance organizations, or just want to talk about best practices around knowledge management, I'd love to chat with you later. Thank you very much.